yesterday's video, we discussed whether or not a person can survive as a lone wolf. And although history says yes, it will be something that personally, I don't think I want to go that route. So my strategy is more into the group survival. However, I want to, because I like to see things both sides of the coin. That's the right way to say it. I want to tell you all that a group or a survival group also have hidden dangers that I don't see folks talking about it. And I don't see folks talking about it because you hear all the time, oh, your best survival chances is in a group because strength in numbers. You can share resources. You can rotate when it comes to surveillance and whatnot. Growing food, building structures and whatnot. All of those really good arguments. However, there are things that are not being said. And the reality is, in groups, in general, there are hidden dangers. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Because you need to be aware that neither the lone wolf or the group survival are perfect. They both have issues. So let's talk about a couple of things that you may want to be aware of in a group. Those hidden dangers that you may not think about it because, quite frankly, everybody's getting along just fine right now, right? And if you have a group, everybody just sitting around the table, talking about possible scenarios. But at the end of the day, I will tell you this. These things do happen. And I experience these things. So I can tell you firsthand that these things will happen in a group. You will have internal power struggle. What am I saying by that? Somebody always want to be the leader. And that always somebody is not always the best suited person. Why in some cases it is? Well, because that person may be the most level-headed, the person with the most experience, the person who keeps his or hers emotions in balance. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just the person who's more charismatic wants to be the leader. The person who every single word that talks to you is about religion and whatnot. And that's something that I want to touch on a little bit. And I know it's controversial for a lot of people. I really do know that, but it needs to be said. When you have folks approaching you and talking to you, and every 10 words there is one about religion, and they get the Bible out and they start quoting it immediately, be careful. Be really, really, really careful. In a crisis, in a situation of desperation, people are very, very vulnerable, meaning that they will latch into anything to have hope. And those folks waving the good book, who have no good intentions, some do, but some don't, may take advantage of those folks that are more gullible. I'm just gonna say it. So be careful of leadership that rely solely on religion to guide everybody. Be really, really careful. I just want you to understand that historically, atrocities have been committed in the name of this. I'm just gonna say it like that. Do your research if you don't believe me. Nonetheless, the leader should be chosen based on that person's skills. Like I said before, you come. Can you can you make decisions in a stressful environment, keeping you cool? Can you make decisions based on logic, not emotions? And above all, can you put the group's well-being above your own? That's a key one. Guarantee you, not a lot of people want to be that, because that is a lot of responsibility. But a lot of people like power, so you're gonna have a lot of wannabe leaders out there, or wanting to be, and of course they're going to use every means to get to that position. So there sometimes is a power struggle in groups. Again, I have seen this. This is not BS. This is me telling you the truth. In groups, you, unlike a lone wolf, in groups you have to have trust. And a lot of times, people will betray you. People will talk behind your back to get the upper hand. That happens. People will snitch on you so they can get something in return. That happens. That's a betrayal as well. They will steal from the group to give them to their loved ones or for themselves. That is also a betrayal, and there's no trust in there. So trust and betrayal are something that groups will have to deal with. And being honest, this is truth as well. If you're hungry, you don't care about others. If you see your loved ones hungry, you don't care about others. Regardless of whether or not they're your best friends or not, you really don't care. And I'm telling you all this because these are things that I have lived through. This is not me reading a book. No, I'm telling you things that, I experienced firsthand. I know exactly how it is. I got friends that I know that it stole from me. I know that. I know. So it's not me just saying like, oh yeah, no, I know because I read it in a book. No, this is things that I have experienced. So with that, conflicts over supplies. Let's say that you have a family of 5 or 6, and you're coming into a group, but you don't bring a lot of supplies. It's going to be a conflict over supplies because you want your family to be well fed, because you're saying, well, I work for this. Well, the other 4 are not. So there's no way that you can carry the weight of 5 people. You see what I'm saying? So there may be conflict when it comes to supply, especially if that group don't bring enough to contribute to the group itself. So bear that in mind. Again, I've seen this. It happens. It's not unheard of. The other thing that you must consider is medical and security liabilities. Medical is one of those things that it depends where you come from. A lot of folks will tend to do home remedies. Others will be like, oh, I have to go to the doctor because I have a little migraine. Or I have to go to the doctor so I can get antibiotics because I got a cut in my finger. Others will say, no, just apply a little honey and you done. So there may be some issues when it comes to medical and whatnot. Especially if you have somebody who gets injured and now you have to take care of that person. Some others in the group may see it as a liability. And be like, I don't want to take care of you because now you're just dead weight. You see what I'm saying? You're not carrying your weight anymore. So as a group, sure, that is expected for the injured to be taken care by the healthy ones. Same with the older people. But I'm telling you that sometimes there's going to be a little bit of friction. I hope all of those things are talked through even before a group is created. I think that is the main part in here. If a group is to be created, there needs to be clear guidance. That way everybody who joins into that group knows exactly what to expect. Essentially, create your own constitution, if you will. And that's the best way I can put it. When it comes to security, obviously, adults should be the one taking care of security. If children see something, they should say something to their parents immediately or an adult in order to keep security of the group. Also, there's something to consider. When it comes to security, children's at the most vulnerable point. Plain and simple. They cannot fight as an adult unless they have a defensive tool. That is a great equalizer. But not everybody's comfortable training their kids. I think you should, but not everybody's comfortable. if somebody takes a kid, that right there puts everything in a frenzy. What would you not do to get your kid back? I know I would do anything. So you see what I'm saying? When it comes to security and whatnot, children's are a huge weak link in that equation. So, how about dealing with outsiders? In a group, you may have some who are, again, live and die by the book, and they will say we have to help others. We have to, no matter what. Even if we take from us, we have to break bread with these people and share what we have. There may be others in your group saying like, no, I'm sorry. They are not part of my group. We need to worry about us. And the argument will be, well, when the ark was created, not everybody was able to get on board, right? Only a select few. We are the select few. And those claiming the other side, well, we have to help. We have to. We have to. Again, it will be conflict. I think one of the things in here to understand is that if you have a clear guidance, and if you enforce those guidance, it will remove a lot of friction from a group. And everybody needs to be aware that those guidance are not to be broken. If you say no outsiders, it's no outsiders, plain and simple. If you tell your children, do not talk to strangers, do not talk to strangers, period. There have to be a hard line no matter what, and especially in groups. And everybody have to abide by those rules. If not, survival will become very difficult. So nonetheless, I wanted to share with you a couple of things that you should be aware when it comes to survival groups or groups in general. There are hidden dangers in them. I think you still have a greater chance of survival in a group than not as a lone wolf. Lone wolves have survived historically. Yes, it happens. But I will say this. History also have proven that in a group, your survival rate is a lot higher than when you're alone. So, with that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.